Welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms podcast, where your hosts, Tina and Colleen, talk about all things travel. From theme parks to cruises to all-inclusive resorts and more, they cover news, tricks, and insider tips to inspire your travel dreams. They love to travel and want you to love it too. Find out their best-kept secrets and learn how to make your next vacation extra magical, right here on the Magical Traveling Moms podcast.
Welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms podcast. My name is Colleen, and I am joined today by my fabulous co-host, Tina, and a special guest, Judi from Mystical Dream Travel. And we are going to play a fun game of Would You Rather, Wizarding World of Harry Potter themed. So everything is going to be about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which is part of the Universal Orlando theme parks, and one of my favorite places to go. And we were just there a couple 3 weeks ago. So I'm very excited to go over all these Would You Rathers. But before we get started, we do always like to say a little something about the sponsor of our podcast, Mystical Dream Travel. Mystical Dream Travel is a full-service travel agency specializing in premium family vacations, such as Universal vacations, Disney destinations, cruises, Mexico, the Caribbean, and more. The agents of Mystical Dream Travel will help you from start to finish to plan the perfect vacation for your family. So if you're wanting to plan a vacation, be sure to contact Mystical Dream Travel. And it doesn't cost you anything, but you get a huge amount of value from using their professional vacation planning services. So check them out today at mysticaldreamtravel.com or look them up on social media. So, hi, ladies. Are you excited to play Would You Rather today?
I am. How about you, Judi?
I am very excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
This is your first time, I think, on our podcast, right?
It is.
Yay,
my very first. Thank you.
That's so exciting. So before we jump into the Would You Rather, how about you share a little about yourself with our listeners?
Oh, well, thank you. My name is Judi. I am a travel agent with Mystical Dream Travel. I started traveling at an early age with my parents. I've been to Europe. I've been to Alaska twice, Walt Disney World, and Universal. And as Colleen stated before, I just came back from a trip with Tina and some of our fellow agents, and we did some time at Universal Studios and some time at Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando. So, thanks for having me.
Well, we're so glad to have you, and you and I, we might have to guide Tina a little bit on some of these Harry Potter Would You Rathers, and I love that you don't know. Now, Tina, did you look at the Would You Rathers that I came up with?
I just printed it out.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
okay.
So you guys
I have to tell you, I'm having continued technology issues. I just text to Colleen because I can't hear Judi.
Oh no, you can't hear her. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes, it's very strange. So
it's very interesting that you're having issues because you're the host technically, and Judi and I can see and hear each other fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not sure what's going on. So we'll just proceed.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know if you want to refresh or do something to maybe hopefully get Judi. I'll have to tell you what Judi says. I don't know.
Yes, I have to.
That way, Colleen, if I say something wrong, don't tell Tina.
I won't tell Tina if you say anything wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. So I came up with 10 different Would You Rathers for us to talk about that are going to be fun. And again, they're all about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So specifically what you can find in the different areas of the theme parks. And for those of you who don't know, at Universal Studios, they have Diagon Alley. And then at Islands of Adventure is Hogsmeade. And you can actually take the Hogwarts Express in between both areas, which is super fun. And it's just very immersive. Anybody who's into Harry Potter, it is a must-do to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It's amazing. Like, you just want to stay there all day with your wand and your Hogwarts robes and pretend like you're a student at Hogwarts. At least that's what I want to do when I'm there. Okay, so for the first Would You Rather, I wanted something simple, and it's just, would you rather have a frozen butterbeer or a hot butterbeer?
I'm team frozen.
Yeah? Team frozen? All right. Judy's team frozen. What do you think, Tina?
I am team frozen too, so I have to agree with Judy.
So I am going to deviate from you guys, and I am going to say team hot, because I really love like hot chocolate and tea and stuff like that. And now you wouldn't want a hot butter beer like in the middle of the summer. So for probably more times of the year, you're going to want a frozen one. But the hot one is nice in the wintertime when you go like for the holidays, right?
That would be.
I would agree. In my defense, I've never had a hot one. So a hot butterbeer stuff. I only have frozen.
There you go. Yeah. So butterbeer is the drink that Harry and his friends have in the books a lot, and you can get it like everywhere at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. There's so many places you can get butterbeer. It's just, you throw a rock and you'll hit a place you can get a butterbeer. So, but it's a must do. I feel like it's definitely, you can't go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and not have a butterbeer. And there's all kinds of butterbeer stuff. I almost went down a whole butterbeer rabbit hole with this question, because there's butterbeer fudge and butterbeer potted cream, and there's a butterbeer ice cream. So there's a lot of ways to enjoy your butterbeer, but I thought I'd just stick with the basics. It's frozen or hot, because that's like your traditional ways of having butterbeer. But yeah. All right, so the second question, which we might have to help Tina with a little, because I don't know if she's gone on these rides, is, would you rather ride the Forbidden Journey with Harry Potter or Escape from Gringotts?
So I have done both.
Oh, you have done both.
I have done both. I will have to say Escape from Gringotts. I like that one better. Mainly because I tend to get motion sickness, and I find that the Forbidden Journey is a little more triggers that. So I like them both, but I did like Gringotts better.
I have the same issue as you. I actually can't ride Forbidden Journey.
Oh, wow.
I've tried 3 times, and I have motion sickness, and I've tried taking Dramamine and wearing those C-bands and all sorts of things. I've tried to ride it 3 times, and all 3 times were a disaster. So I finally said, I guess I really just can't ride this ride, which is really hard for me because I love it. Sometimes I'll just go through the queue just to go through the queue, because the line takes you through Hogwarts. So you get to see all these really cool things in Hogwarts Castle. And so I'll do that part and then just not get on the ride. So I will go with Gringotts too. I can do Gringotts. That one I can do.
Yeah.
And I am the same for the same reasons. And I've ridden the Forbidden Journey twice, but I have to close my eyes a lot.
See, that's what I have to close my eyes too, and I can't watch it. Oh.
Right. So I do get motion sickness, so I tend to enjoy the Gringotts ride.
Gringotts more, yeah. I wonder how many people struggle with the Harry Potter ride, because I feel like if you suffer from motion sickness, that's like one of the worst motion sickness rides I think I've ever gone on.
The Forbidden Journey, I can do it once. I made the mistake of doing it a couple of times during a trip, and I was done.
Yeah, and that's, you don't want that. You don't want the rest of your day to be ruined because you feel sick. But it does kill me, because I love obviously anything Harry Potter. So the fact that I cannot go on this ride really like kills me, because I'm like, no, maybe Universal will hear like our pleas and
Mm-hmm.
do something to change the ride so it's not quite so crazy or something. I don't know.
Right, I agree.
The queue is almost something you have to go through more than once, because every time I do go through it, I see something different, more details, and it's just really neat to see all the stuff they have.
Like the queue is an attraction all in itself, right?
Right.
There's, I mean, really, that's all I want to do. I want to walk through Hogwarts and see like the moving pictures and all the different scenes that they have, and the Sorting Hat and all that. Like that's so I mean, they could have a separate attraction, you know, like just go tour Hogwarts Castle. Okay, all right. The next one is: would you rather buy your wand at Ollivander's or at so Ollivander's wand shop, or Wands by Grigorovich? I want to say that. That's a mouthful. Grigorovich. Yeah.
So I've only been to Ollivander's, so I don't know the difference. So you might have to help me with that one. But I will have to say I love the experience at Ollivander's.
So I honestly didn't know about Wands by Grigorovich until this last trip, and it's in Diagon Alley. Now Ollivander's, they have one in both Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, and that's like the more well-known one, right? Because it has like the show and stuff. But when I was in Diagon Alley this last trip, I noticed Wands by Grigorovich, and I was like, "There's another wand shop? What?" But I looked into it, and actually they sell like basically the same wands. Like you can still get the interactive wands there and stuff. But Ollivander's is like the wand shop that Harry and his friends like buy their wands at, and by the time Harry is around, Grigorovich is gone. Like he's not a thing, I think, anymore. I don't know. I think that's how it goes. Somebody's going to correct me in the comments, I'm sure, but Grigorovich had the Elder Wand, and Voldemort goes in and steals it. Well, he tries to steal it from him, but he actually... Yeah, no, I think he does have it, or he doesn't have it. I don't know. Anyway, it's a whole history thing in the Harry Potter books, but they're kind of like competing wand makers, right? Ollivander and Grigorovich. But yeah, so I don't know. I wonder if some people who are like more prone to like the dark arts and Slytherin maybe would rather get Grigorovich. I don't know.
That's true. I don't know.
I thought it was neat. There's 2 places though that you can go. But I'd probably go with Ollivander's.
And I like Ollivander's because it's the Harry Potter wand shop. And I like the experience that it offers and the entertainment value that you get when you go to that shop.
Yeah, the show is cool. Even if you don't get chosen, it's still a fun experience, right? Yeah, it's neat. But yeah, there's two different places you can go. Okay, so my next one is: would you rather watch The Tales of Beetle the Bard or Celestina, Warbeck, and the Banshees? Both of these things play on a stage in Diagon Alley, and they kind of like alternate. So the Tales of Beetle the Bard is like a kind of like a puppet show. So there's a whole troupe, and they come out and they have these big puppets and stuff. It's really cool. And then Celestina Warbeck is like a famous singer in the wizarding world, and she comes and does different performances and sings some fun songs with her Banshees.
Well, I've only seen the Celestina show, so
you haven't seen Beetle of the Bard? Oh,
I have not seen it. When I was there, oh my goodness, last summer, they weren't running both shows. At least I didn't see it the only one. And then when we were just there a couple of weeks ago, I only caught the Celestina show, which I really enjoyed. I really liked it a lot.
How about you, Judy? Have you seen both shows?
I have, and that's tough because I like the puppets.
I know.
But I like the singing. I'm going to go with the puppets, the the Beetle the Bard. So
Tales of Beetle of the Bard. Yeah, so that's the one I would go with too. I love the stories in that book, and I think they do such a cool job with the puppets telling the stories. And I've seen it so many times, but every time if I see that they're starting it on the stage, I have to run over and sit and watch it. Okay, so the next one, this one I'm excited about because I just got to ride this for the first time. Would you rather sit on the bike or in the sidecar for Hagrid's magical creature motorbike adventure?
So I've only ridden it in the sidecar. So I'm going to pick the bike only because I want to try it.
Oh, okay.
On the bike, because I've only been in the sidecar. But I love that attraction.
Oh, that ride is amazing.
I agree.
It's my new favorite roller coaster. How about you, Judi?
I've ridden in both, but I do kind of like the motorcycle part rather than the sidecar. Just you're more open, I feel cool holding on to the handlebars, and I feel like I'm hot stuff when I'm riding a motorcycle. So
there you go, right? Exactly. So I've only ridden on the bike because when I've only gotten to ride it once, and I'm like, I need to go back and ride it again because it was so amazing. But you guys told me I had to ride on the motorcycle, so that's what I did. And it was amazing. So I'm sure riding in the sidecar is also fun, but I would definitely say the bike is amazing. You got to be careful though, because you're gripping that handlebar and it kind of hurts. It's a little rough. That's my only complaint. But that roller coaster is so much fun. So I cannot wait to go back and ride it.
I agree. It's amazing.
And I wish we had time to ride it more than once. Okay. So my next one is: would you rather shop in Weasley's Wizard Wheezes or Borgin and Burke's?
Ooh.
Well, this is where you have to help me out a little bit.
Okay,
here.
So Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, these are both in Diagon Alley.
Okay.
And Weasley's Wizard Wheezes is the Ron Weasley's brothers, twin brothers. It's their joke stop, right? So they have all kinds of fun different spells and jokes and things that you can buy. And then Borgin and Burke's is in Nocturne Alley, which is where all of the bad wizards go. And that's where you buy cursed items and dark art items. And it's like down that dark alley that you can barely see. And it's all dark in there. And
Okay. So I've been in both. So at least know that. I just couldn't remember the names. Believe it or not, I think I would go to Borgins and Burke's only because I think it's very cool in there.
Yeah.
It's neat. There's a lot of cool stuff in there.
It's a lot to look at. I mean, there's a lot to look in both of them, but like the cool, sinister, creepy stuff is in Borgin and Burke's. How about you, Judi?
I'm Borgin and Burke's. I like the merchandise. I like the feel of the store, and there's that one dresser that the drawers rattle.
Yes, I know. It's so cool.
So I just think it's cool. It's very mysterious.
I knew you were going to pick that one.
I know, sorry. It's kind of a fun atmosphere, and it's just different because you go from, the brightness of the stores in Diagon Alley, and then you go down that dark alley, and it's very mysterious. It's very fun.
Yeah. It's definitely a must do to go down Nocturne Alley because you're right. It's like you're out on the main street and everything is bright and cheerful and happy and loud. And then you go down Nocturne Alley and it's cold and very dark. But I'm going to go with Borgin and Burke's too. And a fun fact in Borgin and Burke's is the Vanishing Cabinet, which plays a very important role in one of the Harry Potter books. And if you stand near it, you can hear a bird tweeting inside of it. And that's what Draco Malfoy used to test the the Vanishing Cabinet in the book, because he was going to get the bad guys into Hogwarts through the Vanishing Cabinet. So you can hear the bird that he used to like test it in there. So that's kind of a neat thing. But Nocturne Alley is so cool. You have to go down there. Okay. So the next one is, would you rather take a selfie? And this is going to be a hard one. I'm just telling you. Would you rather take a selfie in front of Hogwarts Castle, the castle in the background, or a selfie in Diagon Alley with Gringotts and the dragon in the background?
I'm going to go with the castle. Only because I love castles. And because it would be too hard to time when the dragon breathes his fire.
I know. You would
forever
stand there and wait, right? If you want the fire.
Yes.
How about you, Judi?
Oh, I'm going with the dragon and Gringotts. If you listen, if I'm not mistaken, and Colleen can correct me on that, but you hear the dragon kind of grumble a little bit before the fire.
Yeah, a few minutes before. We experienced that when we were just there, where we were like in the street. We were going to go into a store, and like all of a sudden we heard like this kind of grumbling, like you're saying, and like literally everyone just stopped what they were doing. It was really funny. Like every single person, there was a lot of people there. They all just completely stopped what they were doing and stared at the dragon, and everybody had their phone out because they all knew that the dragon was about to breathe fire. But I feel like that's the more trendy selfie, right, with the dragon in the background. But I'm going to go with Hogwarts Castle too, because I love Hogwarts, and it's kind of more like a, hey, look at where I was. It was the Hogwarts. Yes. But both are really fun. And even if you don't get a selfie of the dragon, you have to at least take a picture. Trying to take a picture of it when it's breathing the fire, though, you do kind of have to just stand there and wait.
And I do have a picture of me in front of the castle too. So
right. I have both too. Both selfies. You need one of each flavor, right? Okay. So my next would you rather is, would you rather eat at the Three Broomsticks or the Leaky Cauldron?
So I've only eaten at the Three Broomsticks, which was very good. I really enjoyed it. And only because I want to try something different, I'm going to pick the Leaky Cauldron.
Oh. So for those of you who don't know, Leaky Cauldron is in Diagon Alley, and the Three Broomsticks is in Hogsmeade. And they both serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Although I feel like I don't think I've ever had breakfast at either of them. I think I've only ever done lunch and dinner.
Yeah, but only lunch I've done.
Yeah. The menus are similar, but there are some different things on them. Yeah. How about you, Judi?
A lot of people don't know this, but I have celiac disease, so I do a gluten-free diet, and I really liked the options at the Three Broomsticks. Now, it's not giving a fair shout out to the Leaky Cauldron because I hadn't eaten there, but the food was very good at Three Broomsticks and was definitely celiac compatible.
Yeah, they were great. The chef came out and went over the menu with you, and they came up with something for, whatever you wanted to pick from their menu. So yeah, I thought they did a really great job accommodating your allergy while we were there. Absolutely.
They did.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Leaky Cauldron because I like the setting. They're a little better than Three Broomsticks. Three Broomsticks, they're both cool. They're both just neat to go in and like hang out because there's so many details and stuff. But the Leaky Cauldron just has a little bit of an edge over the Three Broomsticks in my book. But and they have fish and chips at the Leaky Cauldron, and they don't have that at the Three Broomsticks.
Well, that kind of seems strange, doesn't it? Because you would think that would be like a staple.
Well, that'll be on my to-do list for the next trip.
You would think that, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, I think at the Three Broomsticks, they have that feast where you get the ribs. I think it's ribs and chicken and corn on the cob and potatoes. I've had that before. It's really good. I don't think they have that at the Leaky Cauldron. So there's there's a couple of things they have at one and not the other, but They're both really neat. It's kind of like if you're going to be there, you got to eat at both. You just have to do one meal at one and one meal at the other or something because
lunch, you can do breakfast or lunch at one and dinner at the other.
I know. I need to do the breakfast sometime. I haven't tried that, so I think that's the only meal I haven't had there. So we'll have to do breakfast. All right, we all have to go back. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Plan another trip.
I think I'm going back in February.
You're going back in February?
Yes. So my cousin is celebrating her birthday, and that's where she wants to go.
Oh my gosh,
Nice.
Tina, that's great. Now I'm gonna have FOMO, and I'm gonna end up booking a trip. Okay.
Yeah.
This is how it happens, right? We talk to each other, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna go there, but now I want to go there."
Yes, and then we book off. We trade. You're going, I'm going. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So the next one, and again, I don't know if you guys have seen both of these, but would you rather watch the Dark Arts at Hogwarts Castle show? So during like the Halloween season in the fall, they have the Dark Arts show, or the Magic of Christmas at Hogwarts, which is a show they do during the holiday season, and it's like a projection show on the castle, and there's a few it's more about the projections and stuff than the fireworks, but there's a little bit of fireworks.
I'm gonna go with the Magic of Christmas. I haven't seen either, but I like anything Christmas, so I'm gonna go with that.
Put the word Christmas on there, and that's it. You want it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's already magical and fun, and yeah.
Yes. How about you, Judy? Which one?
I'm going to say the Christmas one. I haven't seen it, but it is on my bucket list. But I do like the Dark Arts one.
I really thought you were going to pick the Dark Arts one, Judy.
But I like Christmas too, and I haven't seen it. So now I'm going to have to go.
Now, see, exactly. This is what happens. And then you're like, oh, well, I have to go because I have to see this now. Yep. So I'm going to go with the Dark Arts one. Because I think I don't know, there's something a little bit more like thrilling about it than, the Christmas one is really nice and it's Christmas. So of course it's like heartwarming. And then the Dark Arts one is more like dramatic and thrilling and like, oh, what's going to happen? And anyway, but they're both really, really good. So we have to go. We have to go back, obviously.
Yes.
Christmas time, like the holidays, at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter are amazing. Everything that like all the decorations and that's probably one of my favorite times that I've gone is during the holiday season. So
yeah, I'll have to make it. We've only gone in the summer, and then of course we were just there in October. Right. So I have to go.
We have to go at.
We have to go Christmas research.
I think we need to do that. Be there when they do that switchover. They have the fall, right. And then
you're there right before Halloween, and then when they switch everything over to Christmas. Now, I don't know how fast Universal flips things over. I wonder if it's as quick as Disney.
We should have to. We'll need to research that.
I was just gonna say all this research we need to do.
Yes,
we have to go and do it. All right, so I'm down to my last one.
Ooh.
And it's a big one. It's a big one and might be a little hard for some of us die-hard Harry Potter fans. But if you could only pick one, to go to, would you pick Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley?
Oh man, that's tough. I'm gonna go with Hogsmeade.
Ooh, really?
I'm going to go with that. I like Diagon Alley. It's very neat. Lots of cool things to do and see over there. But I like Hogsmeade because the castle is there.
Hogwarts is there.
Yes, that too. I find it to be more open. Diagon Alley. I know it's meant to be that way, but
right.
I like that. I like an openness feeling of things.
Yeah, Hogsmeade is a little bit more. There's a little more room to walk around.
Yes.
Diagon Alley is an alley.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Could get a little crowded in there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Judy?
I like Hogsmeade. I like the motorcycle ride, Hagrid's ride.
I know Hagrid's ride is definitely a factor there.
And I loved when we were there the last time and the Death Eaters came out.
We had an amazing experience with the Death Eaters when we were there. That I had never experienced that before, and I wondered, is it like a Halloween? Is it because we were there during the Halloween season? But those Death Eaters came out, and they were out for a while and interacted with people, and there was smoke and all kinds of. There was like even some fireworks and flares and stuff they did. Yes. I had never experienced that before, and that was really cool.
That was cool. And I liked the shops over there. I liked the 3 broomsticks, but now I got to go over and try the Leaky Cauldron. I agree with the space. And I think there's more places to sit down. Like if you just need that break or you're getting your Butterbeer.
Right.
There's that one right across from the 3 broomsticks. There's that one section where some shops are, but they have some seats there.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that. Leaky or the Diagon Alley doesn't really have a lot of places to sit down.
Right. So.
Right. I was almost tempted to change my answer, but I think I'm still gonna. Since you both picked Hogsmeade, I'm gonna pick. I had picked Diagon Alley already, so I am picking. Even though. When you said Hagrid's, I was like, oh, that's right, Hagrid's. Like, that's my new favorite ride. I want to pick where that is. But Diagon Alley, something about it, like just the theming. Not that Hogsmeade doesn't have theming, because it does. It's very, very immersive too. But I feel like Diagon Alley is more immersive. And
I agree with that.
I do too.
Yeah, like I more feel like I'm in the wizarding world when I'm in there, and they have the show. Well, there's actually a couple of little shows in Hogsmeade too, but I like the ones in Diagon Alley better. But and the whole Nocturne Alley, and not that it's part of Diagon Alley, but I like the like right on the outside where you're supposed to be in like the streets of London, and you can see Sirius Black's house and creature in the window, and they have the night bus and the meat stand and the shrunken head and all of that.
And I like how you, for that, the whole immersive effect of when you walk through the wall, when you get there, and you actually almost have to stop and just take it all in.
Yes, it is an experience, and it's so fun. I love telling people that when I'm explaining, they've never been, and I'm telling them about it, and I'm like, well, there's no sign. Right? Like there's no sign telling you where the entrance to Diagon Alley is. You just kind of have to know where to go. And that's just like the way it is in the book. So I think that they did a really great job.
They did.
Bringing it to life. Right. But I think you really have to do both though. You really can't pick just one.
They're both entirely 2 different experiences.
It is,
so.
Yeah.
That's
well,
right.
And you have to ride the Hogwarts Express, and
of
you
course.
start in one and you end in the other. So, and you got to ride it both ways. It's different each way you ride it.
And it's not just a train ride. There's an experience that goes with that as well. So,
it's an attraction all in itself.
Correct.
I mean, even just walking through that queue is really fun. But yeah, so. Well, those are all of my would you rathers. Now I'm like, would you rather go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter this weekend or next weekend?
I'm available.
I'm like, sign me up. I already have
both.
my Hogwarts shirt on, so.
You're ready to go. I would have to do this weekend because next weekend I'm unavailable.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to go both weekends then.
Yeah,
I'm heading to the airport right now to book that airfare.
Oh my gosh, right? I'm close enough. I could drive. I could just hop in my car and drive down there.
I know. We'll be taking you.
One of these days, I'm going to convince my husband to move to Florida. So I don't know.
Southwest just released $49 tickets.
Wow.
I don't know. May have to.
That's tempting, huh?
Yes,
How can you pass that up?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, I see another MDT trip to Orlando in our future.
Yes, I'm sure. You can almost guarantee that's coming.
Yeah.
It's research.
What? Yeah, exactly. No, it's work. It's marketing research. You know, we have to experience these things for ourselves. It's a tough job. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, well, I hope that everybody enjoyed our Would You Rather. And of course, I want to know what our listeners also would have picked with those things. So, you know, leave us a comment on this video on our Facebook page and let me know what you would have picked, what your choices would have been, or any other fun Would You Rathers from the Wizarding world that I didn't cover. There were a lot. I had to narrow it down. So. But we could totally do more on the Wizarding world because there's a lot to experience there. And thank you, Judi, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Love you guys.
It's fun to have you on, and we'll have to do it again soon. We'll have to have you back on.
I would love that. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. All right. We hope you have a great rest of your week. And until next time, we hope all of your travels are magical.